welcome to No Recipe Required. If you're already a fan, if you're already a subscriber, you just maybe seen my NFL burger-inspired series. Well, that inspired me yet again. What we're going to do is baseball now, baseball season. So I'm going to do MLB-inspired pizzas. A pizza specialized for every team, every city. We'll figure something out, I'm sure, for every single one, and I think they're going to be absolutely spectacular. First one up is my hometown, the San Francisco Giants. We're going to do a kind of a Napa-inspired pizza, California pizza. I've got some grapes, some Gorgonzola cheese. We'll put it together on a pizza. I know, sounds a little weird, but I guarantee it's going to be absolutely spectacular and not all that hard to do. So let's go ahead and get to it. Okay, for our Giants pizza, California pizza, I'm going to go ahead and use some pine nuts along with our grapes and Gorgonzola. And to really bring out the flavor, I like to toast them. So I've got maybe 3 tablespoons, half a handful in there. I'm just going to toast them for about 5 or 6 minutes over a pan over medium heat. You do have to kind of watch them, make sure they don't burn. It's probably only going to take 30 seconds, give them a good shake, another 30 seconds, one more shake, and then they'll be good to go, just lightly browned. Okay, so while our pine nuts were toasting, I just sliced up a little bit of red onion, and I removed the pine nuts, obviously, from the dry pan, a little bit of olive oil in there. We'll hit it with a splash of salt, and I'm just going to toss these and let the red onions cook down for 5 to 8 minutes or so, just until they lose some of that bite, some of that acid in the onion, and get just a touch sweeter. And this will be a perfect topping for our Grape and Gorgonzola pizza. Alright, so my onions now, they're nice and soft, translucent, they're starting to get a little sweet. That's where I'm going to kill the heat and just transfer them over to a bowl. Once they cool down, we're just going to use them to top our pizza. Alright, let's go ahead and get going on our pizza. Now, what I have recently discovered is parchment paper and pizza making are your friends. So I'm going to go ahead, this is just parchment paper. Don't use wax paper. You don't need something that can go into a super hot oven. Mine is set to about 475. And then I've got my dough here. I'm making a couple pizzas tonight. So I just took a piece of the dough that I bought, throw a little bit of flour on it. I like this pizza to have a pretty thin crust. So just, use your hands, kind of stretch it out. You can use the weight of the dough and get it to, about 1/8 of an inch thick. And once you do that, just lay it right down on your pizza, your parchment paper, and we're going to come back and top it. It's going to take probably 5 minutes of working the dough and just kind of continuing to stretch it out to get to the thickness that you're looking for. I don't particularly care if it's not round, not a big deal. I think it makes it look a little bit cooler, lets everybody know that it's actually a homemade pizza. Okay, so I got our pizza rolled out here. Now I'm going to start off with our onions, actually. I'm just going to spread those out. This is actually a sauceless pizza, so I go kind of heavy actually on the olive oil, which is already in the onions. If you can always add a little bit more, and just spread those guys out, because the olive oil will provide a little bit of the moisture that you want on a pizza that doesn't have a layer of that tomato sauce. Cheese. Our first layer of cheese, I'm using a Fontina cheese, which is has a little bit more flavor than mozzarella, but is also an awesome melting cheese. And you just want to spread that out in a nice layer, not too thick. It's easy to kind of go overboard. And if you go overboard on any one ingredient, you kind of lose the others. Now I've got our grapes. Simple sliced red grapes. I like to slice them the long way because they look a little bit cooler. And I'm just going to spread these out on the pizza. Alright, we got our grapes spread out on the pizza. Now, our second cheese, I got a little bit of crumbled Gorgonzola. It's a piece of Gorgonzola that I bought, and I self-crumbled it, because I find the stuff that comes in the plastic jugs or containers typically isn't the best stuff out there. So, you can find the real stuff. I highly recommend it. Again, you want to kind of distribute it all nice and evenly. And then our final topping, let me just get everything kind of spread out. I love the tanginess of this cheese. Our toasted pine nuts. I'm just going to kind of drizzle those all over the place as well. Nothing too concentrated. Once I get them on there, we are good to go. Now the nice thing about this parchment paper is my pizza stone is now in the oven. It's super hot. I can just pick up my cutting board, use the parchment paper, slide the pizza right onto it, leave the parchment paper on there. It'll be perfectly fine in the oven, no problems at all. Alright, so after about 15 minutes on a hot pizza stone, you got that pizza, you got the bottom, which is nice and crusty, all the cheese is melted. You do want to let it rest for about a minute or so. We're going to get rid of this parchment paper. Again, it makes it so easy to slide in and out, but you can just drop that, let the pizza cool on the cutting board, and then we'll cut it in a couple minutes. Alright, now, obviously, you can cut this pizza any which way you want. I find, frankly, the shape here lends itself to squares, so I'm going to go ahead and do squares, maybe right down the middle. We'll start right there to get that nice crispy cut and that beautiful cheese and grapes and pine nuts. Oh, that's going to be so awesome. Good luck, SF Giants, and I'll see you next time on No Recipe Required. Alright, San Francisco Giants fans, I hope you enjoyed this Napa-inspired pizza made especially for you guys. I certainly enjoyed making it. Those grapes, gorgonzola, awesome combination. You guys are the first of the MLB pizza series, so make sure you subscribe. Don't miss the next teams, next pizzas coming down. I think they're going to be absolutely spectacular. In the meantime, head over and check out my other pizzas. I do them all the time at home. You can be really creative, really fun, really awesome. And I will see you next time on No Recipe Required.